Hi, today we're going to be taking apart old circuit boards from old electronics. And no, I don't mean pushing them down the stairs to take them apart. Who drew this?
That's not what I'm doing.
No, I meant more along the lines of like using a screwdriver and unscrewing the screws to the circuit board. Who drew that? That's actually pretty good. This is a PCB, or a printed circuit board, and they look like that. These are supposed to be components. And if I draw this square, it's also supposed to be a square, there's these components on them, and they're connected using copper traces all over the circuit board. So they can be connected to make proper circuits that can light up a light or something, and they do stuff. This is art. I sell this. And it all is on a printed circuit board. That's what this is. That's printed circuit board. I did the calculations. Approximately 78% of my electronic components and circuits are all made with old components from old circuits that I've taken apart from old electronics application things. When you can't find electric circuit components, you start to cry. And when you realize that prices are going up in components, you really start to cry. But basically, these old circuits that no longer work, from TVs, stereos, all sorts of different things, they have lots of components in them. And my friends and family give these old broken things to me because they know I like components and electronics and stuff. So I take them all apart and I harvest their components and then I store them and I can use them in future projects. It's pretty cool. And today we're going to be taking apart some old circuit boards and harvesting their components all for free. I've been collecting old circuit boards for years now, and I had a lot of them. But recently, I cleaned up my workspace and purged a lot of old circuit boards, so I just dedicated this video to taking apart stuff. I'm overthinking it, let's just get into the video. So first up, we have this, an old karaoke machine. It doesn't really work, so I was asked to part it out, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm into the backside. You can see there's the big tube for the TV, and there's the high voltage transformer to run it, and the driver circuit's also in there. And we got something else, don't know what it is yet because I can't really see it. Some really big sphere, it might be a transformer, it's kind of hard to say. Oh, it's got red and black, so maybe it's not a transformer, it probably runs on DC, hard to say. Down here, we have speakers, and that's actually all that's down there. And this small little bit circuitry up there, that's what runs the controls and DVD player. The front of this thing has two cassette players, a big CRT TV display, and even an FM radio tuner. It also has the option for karaoke microphones. I do want to actually keep the CRT TV intact because it's pretty cool to have one, and I can use the Arduino TV out library with it, and it's the only TV in our house that actually supports it. Although we do have some pretty old TVs. So that also means I have to keep this driver circuit, which is for power, and you can see the 4 diodes for the bridge rectifier. And looks like I need to keep all that, but I can take out the circuit board up here, which I'm assuming is probably for the FM receiver and the DVD player and all that stuff. So this is what we got. We have an array of push buttons with some Zener diodes, and we have this CD/DVD drive, Looks like it could still work if I wired it up. And we got this big old circuit board. It's just some random parts that could be useful. Maybe some inductors. Chips probably won't be that useful, but there's some other bigger capacitors, some transistors maybe. That's about it. And my favorite, we got this pretty cool switch. It can handle up to 8 amps, it says, so it's pretty powerful. And you can see it clicks on, clicks off. I just thought that was pretty cool. And I think that's about it. Looks like on the back of this circuit board here, I don't know if you can tell, but there's right here, they cut the circuit board so that it would not conduct, which is kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious to see if I plug this in, will it still work? When I plug it in, nothing should happen. I have to hit that little switch over there in order for it to come on. Let's see. Okay, so far so good. Still alive. And ear piercing. Wow, those TVs have always really hurt my ears. They're so loud and high pitched. Next up for taking apart, we have this old digital system controller, which actually is already taking itself apart. Check this out. There's this cool display. Looks like it might be compatible maybe with an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi. Looks like probably 2 lines, and looks like you control it with this ribbon cable here. That's pretty cool. This one's got a pretty big circuit board. Not many components you can take. I guess you could take these capacitors if you wanted, but I got plenty. But I'm going to take this one big capacitor because that looks pretty useful. So I didn't get a whole lot from this one. I got this capacitor here rated for 400 volts and 100 microfarads. So it's a small little one, but rated for high enough voltage that it could be useful for anything basically. Got this cool display. Looks like it's most of the ones you buy when you're purchasing with Arduinos. So this could be nice. And I got some little connectors here. They're hard to see, but they're good for shorting 2 pins together. Kind of like switches, but they're more permanent. Anyways, I got a whole bunch of other screws, which I don't need, so I'll just put those in the And for the last thing we're going to be taking apart today, I think it's actually basically the same thing that we just took apart, but analog. I don't really know, actually. I'm not a music guy. This one also appears to be taking itself apart, so hopefully it won't be too difficult. In this one, I only got a switch and this transformer, which is still pretty good. Looks like a nice transformer. I can probably use it in some projects. Well, I'd call that a pretty successful video. We got quite a few components from old circuit boards, and I don't know, I'd say we probably saved about 10 components from going into the landfill. Great job. We can now cross this off of our to-do list. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you can read that. And like. And share. And if you have any questions or comments, comment. I spelled that wrong. But mainly that one. And also this one. And just because that one too. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for next time.